Hey, 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 this is the way. Mando review, it's all for you. Space things and lightsabers, I spoil things. Fuck the haters. What the hell are you doing? This isn't your channel, get lost. This isn't even a Star Trek video. Oh my god. Hey, 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 I'm so sorry about that. Mirror Trek on the Tube is just getting worse every day. I really hope he doesn't get as bad as Bob. I'll have to keep an eye on him. He is right though. We're not talking about Star Trek. Today we are talking about Star Wars, we're talking about The Mandalorian, and we will be spoiling a lot of things. If you don't want a spoiler review, you'd rather watch something quick, something to the point, go check out the one I did on my new channel, ABTG. The review format I'm going with over there is quite different. The videos are shorter, there are no spoilers, etc. Alright, enough about that. Let's get into this. The Mandalorian Season 2, what did I think? I loved it. I think it was fantastic on every level. Now, I haven't reviewed the first season on the channel, but let me tell you that I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. Not as much, however, as this second season. The Mandalorian seriously stepped up its game, so much so that I almost feel like I'm at a point where I'm gonna start calling it my favorite current science fiction show. I know, I'm just as shocked as you, trust me. Look, from a technical standpoint, this show is impeccable. There's just no other way to put it. The sets are all spectacular. There's so much creativity going into every single one of those ships, those buildings, and it's not just that. They're also so immensely respectful and coherent to the fictional universe and era in which they are set in. The same goes for the costumes, the props, and all the creature designs. Everything is so immersive and the quality of it all is baffling. I know I sound like I'm being paid by Disney right now. I'm not, I assure you. I wish I was, but I'm not. But seriously, The Mandalorian manages to balance recapturing the vibe of the original Star Wars trilogy and making everything look good and new for high-definition close-ups. It's a true accomplishment. And we haven't even mentioned the VFX yet. From the computer-generated backgrounds to the ships and droids, there's a lot of CG going into this, and it's only on very rare occasions that my hypercritical brain kicks in and says, hey, that darksaber looks off, boo. It's just nitpicking though. It is truly just saying something because, well, you gotta say something. Not 5 years ago, some movies would have been proud to pull off VFX as good as the show is doing today. And then of course it's brilliantly directed, the cinematography is on point, most to all the episodes bring us a new environment, a new color palette, and that in itself is fantastic, but the cinematography and direction also help complement those aesthetic variations by making the most of them, and that just adds so much to the whole experience. In the misty woods, the lightsaber contrast with the background, it looks spectacular. In that season premiere, the aspect ratio changes up and we get to experience the fight from so much closer, etc. The music is also really good on this show. It's very Star Wars, like identifiably Star Wars, and yet uniquely The Mandalorian. I haven't looked into who's composing for this, but whoever they are, they're doing a wonderful job. Congratulations. I guess all that's left to mention now is the plot, the story of it all. Before we do though, I did want to take just a second to address aesthetic continuity, visual coherence, if you will. I'm probably more nitpicky about my Star Trek than I am Star Wars. I will concede to that statement, and don't get me wrong, even if I still now and then mention the aesthetic choices that the first seasons of Star Trek Discovery went for, I'm for the most part kinda over it. Not in the sense that I like them, just that I've come to accept them. Much like how YouTube is today. It's not user-friendly, the channels are no longer a personal space, every algorithm seems to struggle at accomplishing its task, but I don't talk about it. YouTube is what it is, YouTube is what I use, it's not perfect, but hey, okay, where was I going with this? Yes, Discovery is YouTube, in the sense that it seems to make choices that go against what it's supposed to be, and adapting to the modern audience seems to always be a go-to argument that somehow justifies changes. Well, The Mandalorian, much like the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, for example, managed to bring the look and feel of the original trilogy in today's world without compromising continuity. And even if the story should always be the priority, it helps to not need to think about how everything fits together visually. It just does. It just makes the whole experience more immersive, more enjoyable, more real. Sorry for that bizarre tangent, but I truly do love The Mandalorian for doing that. Anyway, depth. is probably a good word to describe what this new season of The Mandalorian brought to Star Wars. Not only did we experience various cultures and struggles, but we also explored the life and psyche of our protagonists, all the while going on the funnest of space western adventures and fighting the forces of evil. What more could you want from a show? It has everything. The semi-episodic, semi-serialized format is executed to perfection, the addition of new characters and legacy characters is well handled, nothing ever seems forced or shoehorned in, everything that could be considered fan service is more about telling a compelling story than creating a reason just to do certain things. The individual stories of each episode work very well, and the overarching plot is captivating. It's a huge success. Now, when the season began, there was one episode, the second one, that kind of made me think the show had found its groove and plateaued to some certain extent. I thought, okay, this is what The Mandalorian is gonna be, and it wasn't bad by any means. It was good fun. It was just not reaching, if you know what I mean. Which is kind of how I remember the first season of the show being, but nope. Season 2 was so much more. Season 2 was pretty much everything I want from a show. Escapism at its finest. Alright, that's it from me. I know this is probably shorter than we both expected, but there are only so many compliments I can give. I loved the season, from the stories being told to the characters we met, solid performances all around, beautiful shot composition, great connective tissue with the larger universe of the franchise. I cannot wait to see more. And I'll tell you what, I also love the idea that maybe we're gonna get a few seasons now without Grogu. The main character is the Mandalorian, and it's his story, so we don't need to necessarily always have Grogu in the picture, even if, of course, I think we're all big fans of the little baby. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Thank you to all of the channel patrons. I'll be getting back to talking Discovery sometime soon, and hopefully a Mirror Universe video at some point. Alright, live long and prosper.